This morning I woke up at 5 a.m., prayed, did some mobility work, went up to eat breakfast, and then came back down, and now I'm here recording this episode, and later, very soon, right after this, I'm going to go do my workout for the day. It's a morning that is very slow. You can look at it at face value and say that it's pretty bland even. You're just kind of going through the motions about it, right? But this is actually the secret to achieving greatness, to achieving extraordinary things. It's kind of the hidden lesson, the hidden truth of big pursuits is really the day-to-day grind is boring. It's repetitive. It can get mundane. But really you have to go through that repetition, that day-to-day grind to achieve the extraordinary. You don't want to be going out and doing extraordinary big things every single day because it will drain you. It takes a lot of your energy to go and do those things. But rather, you should be just grinding away, going through those gritty days, those tough days, those slow days. Just get your reps in, get your training in, increase your knowledge, and so that you can achieve, so that you can go and get those extraordinary things to happen just a few times a year. You're preparing for such a big event rather than constantly trying to have big events every day. You're going through the grit and the pain, I guess, even of going and grinding to get to that point. For me, that's what this professional football trial that I'm going on in a few days means. What I've learned from my journey trying to make it as a pro footballer is that there are a lot of slow days. There are a lot of days where you do everything right, you wake up early, you eat right, you do your mobility, you do your stretching, you do 2 workouts, you watch a game, you analyze some games, you do some reading, you learn a few things. Like, that's a good day. It's a good day and you're in bed early. It's a good day, but you can look at it at face value and you can look at kind of the longer scale. And it's like, if that's your day every single day, it does get repetitive. It does get boring. And that's why so many people kind of fall off because it's easy to look for that new thing. It's easy to look for that big thing, that new thing. When in reality, the knowledge that I'm doing all of these things because I'm working towards a goal. Usually that goal is a professional football trial that I'm going on and I'm preparing for, or it's just to prepare for the season for me to be stronger during just a regular season. When I'm thinking about that, I know that I'm preparing for these things. So this whole grindy, gritty type of journey is a lot easier when I know that I'm preparing for something. I want to go do extraordinary things. I want to do big pursuits. I want to make it big in my life. But I know that if you're constantly trying to go and go and go and pursue more and more and more every day, and that's your kind of mindset every day, you will slowly drain yourself. You will just sap all of the energy out of you because you're not balancing it properly. So you need to go through those mundane, tough, gritty, grindy, boring sometimes days because over the long run, when you eventually get to the point where you have the big breakthroughs or the big events happening that's a result of your training, you're ready. You're ready for those, and now you're able to go and pursue those extraordinary things. And your training, those tough days, those painful moments are kind of glorified in the fact that you're able to use all that you've learned and all that you've worked on in that moment, in that chance to go and pursue that extraordinary thing. So instead of every single day looking to do big things, look to plan it so that you have a few big events happening throughout the year and work towards those. It's necessary. It's absolutely a part of the process. To make it as a professional athlete, it's not this flashy thing. You got to be disciplined in your food, what you eat, the time you go to bed, the time you wake up, the workouts you do, recovery. Like, there's a lot of disciplines that you need. It's the same thing when you're trying to be a godly man, a Christian man, a spiritual man. There's a lot of disciplines you have to go through. You have to pray, you have to read the Bible, you have to think about God, worship God, consume content that helps further your understanding of God, act in a way, control your emotions every day to be a better person, seek to do good, seek to do what's right every day. they're disciplines. They are disciplines all the same. To be a godly man, to be an athlete, or to go through any other big pursuit or big thing, it takes those disciplines, and it takes those disciplines on a consistent level. If you just have a ridiculously high level of consistency, that is how you're going to make these big things happen. These big things that we all seem to want to do, these extraordinary things we're all trying to pursue in one way or another. Like if you make a business grow and you make a business kind of blow up, you would have had to go through months and years of doing the same thing every single day, basically. Going through those boring days, those tough, gritty days where you just had to kind of get through it. You weren't really seeing any real progress. And over the long run, you look at it and the days kind of mesh together because they feel the same because everything happened in the same way every day. You had to outreach to people, try and get people to buy your stuff, making ads, making copyright, trying to get your products out there, doing the website, doing the background stuff. Maybe you're creating posts on social media, and this is like the same thing you're doing every single day. And like let's say this is like an online business, right? It can even be the same thing for a physical business, but this example is like online business. You go through all of those just boring things so that at the end of it all you finally reach that breakthrough. You finally managed to pursue the extraordinary. You finally managed to make it happen. It finally did blow up. You become the overnight success, but it wasn't an overnight success. It was months and maybe years of hard work and grinding. Just pure grinding. That's really what it means to grind, is just to just get dirty, get down and dirty, and work like a dog to achieve your goals and your dreams. So you have to understand that not every day is gonna be amazing. Not every day is gonna just fill you up, and you're gonna wake up feeling so energized and fire up and have that desire and ready to go. That's not the case. For the most part, things are gonna just be they're just gonna be slow. You're gonna have to need a lot of grit and an incredibly high amount of consistency and willpower to get through those slow days to then over the long run work towards those extraordinary pursuits. On my football trial, these last couple months, it's been very slow. Like, I'm trying to adjust my sleep schedule. I'm working out every single day, and I'm, making different workouts and doing different things to work out and trying different things, all this stuff. It's grindy. These last couple of months in preparation for my trial, it's grindy. I look at it, and this is the same thing throughout my entire football pursuit, is the day-to-day isn't all that spectacular. It's not all that extraordinary. But that's what's a part of it. It's not supposed to be. You're supposed to get down and dirty, and you're supposed to go in and really be gritty and just grind those teeth and just slowly just claw your way up the ladder and push through and prepare to be ready for that moment, that chance in the spotlight. It's it's grindy, and it's kind of been the same thing for me in these last 2 months. So that's why I'm kind of sharing this idea with you, that it's like it is going to be any real pursuit. It's going to be a tough thing on a day-to-day basis. It's going to be a slow thing on a day-to-day basis. But then it's all worth it, right? It becomes all worth it, that whole grind, when you manage to make it to that big moment, that big situation, that big breakthrough in the end. I gave the business example. I obviously, my life is the example based on soccer and athletics. Like, it made these last couple months, this whole grind, the journey, working out every day, made that so much easier for me, knowing that I had this plan. Knowing that I had the plan that yes, I was going to go on a trial in January, because A, I want to start off the year right, start off the year with something extraordinary, and B, it was a good timing anyway. It worked out. Like, it worked out. I was able to arrange a date, and I was already preparing before I had even arranged the date, but I had this idea that I wanted to go and do it. So knowing what the kind of ultimate goal is and what you're really preparing for, it makes it easier to go in and go through those grindy days, those gritty days, and just push through and persevere to make it there. Be resilient. Resilience is an amazing word for these types of days. Resilience, consistency, persistence, those types of words. That's what describes the hard days, the tough days, when no one's really watching, how are you behaving? When no one's really watching, what are you doing? What do you do in the shadows? What do you do when you're under no pressure? Are you going to be that guy? Are you going to cultivate that type of mentality so that when the moment does come, you go and you can pursue those extraordinary things and feel fulfilled and go and be a dream chaser? Or are you just going to kind of meander along, be mediocre, kind of just half-ass things, and then when the time comes to be great, you fall short? It's kind of a subconscious question you have to ask yourself every single morning you wake up. What are you going to do with the day? How are you going to make the day good? And even if you look at it on face value and you look back on your life and you reflect on your life and you look at your day to day at face value and say nothing was incredibly spectacular about this, that's a good thing. You still win the day because you've just taken another step on your pursuit, another step towards being consistent, resilient, and persistent in all things that you do. I think in athletics, that's probably the biggest thing that I have to be an athlete. The easiest thing is you got to train every day. It's the easiest thing. You have to just put your reps in. As a basketball player, you got to shoot a lot of free throws. As a baseball player, you got to get a lot of swings and get a lot of contact on the ball. As a soccer player, you got to just make a lot of passes, dribbling. You got to take a lot of shots. You have to just constantly repeat, right? Like, you know the story, David Beckham, how many times he practices free kicks. Harry Kane, how many times he practices just shooting and penalties and one-touch finishing. Those are just a couple of examples of, and the story with Steph Curry, how his free throws, how many free throws he throws. That is just like kind of the essence of what this entire just whole grind and consistent gritty grind means. In athletics, it's the easiest to see that on those days where you're throwing 1,000 free throws or you're passing, you're hitting the ball against the wall hundreds and thousands of times, it's not fun. It's not necessarily fun. It's not necessarily spectacular. You don't look at it and be like, whoa, like, you don't be blown away by it. It's just another part of the journey, but it's an absolutely crucial and necessary part if you want to make it big. So in my days leading up to the pro trial, I'm kind of a little bit obsessed with like making it big, making it the great thing, pursuing the extraordinary, because that's exactly what I'm going to be doing, going out there to go and pursue my biggest dreams and having another chance at it. So that's why I've kind of been obsessed with this idea of making it big, like what does it take? And I think a key component of what it takes is that day. Are those days, are those gritty, long, slow days, weeks, and months, even maybe years, on that pursuit. So that is what I have to say to you. If you're going through days and you're not really feeling fulfilled, keep going. Keep going. If you think you're losing the passion, that's the best time to keep going and to keep persevering, because the passion will come back. It's just that you're not stimulating your brain in this culture that we are a part of. We're taught that we need to be stimulated all the time. We need to be feeling fired up all the time, and that we need to be constantly feeling fulfilled all the time. But that's not the case. Emotions come and emotions go every single day. You will feel bored. You will feel down. You will feel unsatisfied. You will feel like things aren't really working. You won't be seeing those results just yet. But you have to go through that season. You have to go through that phase and those many days, weeks, months, and years of dealing with that stuff and those feelings before you actually find those breakthroughs. And then you do find those breakthroughs. And if you were consistent, you persevered, you got through those tough days, those gritty days, and you constantly continued to stay focused towards your goals, you will make it. And then it'll all be worth it in the end, because you'll make it big, or you'll be able to pursue those big things even if you don't actually make it. And you'll be able to look back and be like, yeah, man, I gave it my all. It was really worth it. And those moments, I won't have those moments. I wouldn't change it for the world, type of thing. That's the type of mentality you would think about. I say this because this is what I think about when I think about my 2 years in Portugal, my trial in Spain already, and even these last few months here in Canada, just kind of meandering along. Like, I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change it for the world, because every single day and every single grindy, gritty moment was necessary on my pursuit to becoming a professional soccer player. And well, if I get there, then I know that it was all worth it. If I don't get there, I think there were still amazing lessons to be learned from those moments anyway, regardless of the outcome of this trial or of whatever happens in the future. So I speak because it's my own experience, is what I'm going through. So those tough days, there will be those tough days. You won't wake up feeling energized and happy and excited and ready to go every day. But you have to answer that question when you wake up. How are you going to make today a good day? Regardless of how mundane it may feel in the long run, how are you going to make today a good day? And the more days you win, the more you kind of isolate it and individually do better day by day, the better you'll become and the closer you'll get to reaching those dreams. And when that moment comes to shine, you'll be as best prepared as possible to make it happen. So don't think that you have to be stimulated all the time. You don't. It's absolutely normal to feel bored. It's absolutely normal, even on big pursuits and just in your day to day life. It's absolutely normal to feel bored, because you don't need to stimulate yourself. You don't need to go on your phone all the time and scroll just to pass the time or play video games or watch shows and movies. This is the culture we're in. That there's always a solution to that boredom, a quick fix. But boredom is necessary. It's a necessary part of achieving big, extraordinary, great goals, is to go through those boring periods. Because at the end of it, you would have developed your mind and calloused your mind and disciplined your mind to being ready for any other tough circumstance in your life. And you're priming yourself for harder things and being able to deal with more difficult, more hard things, because you went through the pursuit of controlling yourself during those hard days, those difficult moments, and just those grindy days. So boredom's necessary. So don't try and stimulate yourself all the time. If you're on a big pursuit, just know that it doesn't have to be perfect every day. It doesn't have, like, it's not going to fulfill you every single second of every day. Like, as I said before, emotions come and go. So just stay grounded, stay consistent, persistent, and resilient on your pursuit, and keep grinding and keep moving forward. Keep winning each and every day, so that when those moments arrive, when true fulfillment arrives, when those extraordinary pursuits arrive, and when that big opportunity and big chance to make something happen arrives, you're ready. You're ready, you're good to go, and if you do make it, you look back and you're like, yeah, I was going to quit because I was bored, but I didn't. I persevered and I made it through and I did it. I achieved this thing. Man, many people really do achieve great things every single day. I personally am hoping I can be a part of that. And even if this whole soccer, football pursuit thing doesn't work, I'm still going to keep grinding in many other aspects to try and still achieve those great things. But I understand this concept, and I think it's crucial that you understand it too. That the extraordinary, the big pursuit, it's not going to be every single day of your life. There will be a few moments throughout the year, let's say. Let's say 3 to 5 big moments throughout the year that it's truly like extraordinary. You're doing something that not a lot of people would be doing. You're pursuing something and you're in a moment, or you're thinking in a way that other people wouldn't even think, that the average person would never even think of doing. You're going out there and doing exactly that. That's really what it means to be extraordinary, to separate yourself from the vast majority of people, to become to be in that top 10% of people, to be in that top 1%, that 0.1% of people. Those moments will only come around a few times a year. You're not going to do it every single day. For the most part, your days will probably look similar to most other people's days. But it's the level of consistency, it's the level of drive you can have over the long run, that when those big moments arise, you're able to grab that opportunity by the horns and grab life by the horns and truly make great things happen. Truly, truly becoming great, becoming better than the vast majority of people. And I think nothing fills us up more than that pursuit of that dream that is super impossible and improbable to achieve. Not impossible, but unlikely, improbable, the appearance of it feeling impossible, but it's not. There's nothing really that fulfills us more than that. And God calls us to pursue dreams just like that. But many people unfortunately don't. They unfortunately fall into the temptations of this world, into social media scrolling, and into just mediocrity. But many of us, and I think all of us, don't want to fall into mediocrity. So you should go and pursue those dreams. But understand that on those pursuits, it is a necessary thing to deal with those difficult, grindy, slow days. It's never going to be perfect. You're not going to be stimulated and you're not going to feel satisfied every single second of every single day, but that's okay. It's a part of the journey. And if you can make it through, you'll really, really see the results. I truly believe that. So, as my football trial is in a few days, this is the message I leave with you, that the grind is important. The day-to-day, just mundane, boring stuff, no one really likes to go through it, but it's absolutely necessary to achieving greatness. So don't fret, don't feel down in the dumps if you're having days like that. It's absolutely normal. And the grind, the day-to-day, to achieving it, it's never going to be spectacular. It's never going to be this amazing spectacle. But the times to have the amazing spectacle will be decently rare. But those moments that you spent kind of in the darkness, in the boring moments, and you continue to be consistent, those will be the moments that will help you perform when it matters most. So I hope you learned something today, and I hope you take what you can out of this podcast. I thank you and I appreciate you for being here. If you've made it this far, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe on YouTube and follow on Spotify, as I make a podcast video every single day for 365 days. There's only a couple days left until my professional football trial. On that trial, you will see the day-to-day reflections of how I'm actually doing it and what's actually happening to me on a day-to-day basis. That is what I'm going to be doing over the football trial. It's going to be good insight for you. So there's a lot of great content coming for this podcast in the near future. So I invite you to join the journey. Let me know, support the show by liking the video, commenting, and subscribing on YouTube and following on Spotify. I always leave the Spotify link in the description of YouTube videos. So you can just go and click that and support the show in as many ways as you possibly can. I really do appreciate you for watching this video. So remember, the grind, to stay consistent, is super important. And days will not be spectacular every single day. But that's okay, because you're pursuing bigger things and there will be specific moments that are actually spectacular. But they come a lot more rarely than is commonly stated and commonly thought of. They come at a more rare frequency. So understand that on your pursuits there will be those tough days, and they're more frequent than the actual extraordinary, fulfilling, wonderful, big moments, separating yourself type of moments. But that's okay. That's a part of the grind. So accept it and keep grinding each and every day and keep striving to win each and every day to pursue those great dreams and goals. So thank you for watching this video, this episode of the 365 podcast, and I will see you tomorrow for the next episode.